mentioned Michael Walters. You've been a mentor of his. How pleased have you been with his resurrection of his game and how well he's going and where he could go?
Yeah, it's a funny one because it took him a few years to sort of like get up to the standard of an AFL player, and there was a lot of hard work through a lot of players that went through Fremantle, and starting with Des Headland, and we worked really hard with him when he first got to the club, but it's great to see him come out the other end and becoming a really elite trainer and an elite player of the game. And I know that if I was an opposition player, I would hate to play against him because he's quick, he's smart around goals, he's worked really hard on his sprint burst of speed and all that stuff during training and games. So it's great to see Sonny. He's got a young child, another one on the way, so he's got that balance work at the club and also away from the club. So he's worked really hard, and it's good to see it pay off.
He's mentioned your influence on him, and he's trying to have a similar type influence on young Josh Simpson. How do you see where Josh is at and how he's going in his second pre-season?
Yeah, Josh has got a different situation where Sonny lacked the professionalism with his diet and that. So Josh is a young father, and he's got one child with his partner, but he's been working really hard to get his football on track, but to see Sonny actually give him feedback and show him the way where he's stuffed up, and you see Josh working really hard on all that stuff. It's good to see, and you don't rely on the older Indigenous players to sort of get Josh on track. So it's good to see Sonny's learned his lesson and he's given back and feedback and giving his stuff back to the younger guys.
Last question on that topic. How hard is it to be a young parent, a young leader in your community, and also balance those commitments with being a full-time AFL footballer?
Oh, it's tough. It's very tough, especially if you come from a remote community. It's you are an elder, or you are labelled as a leader in your community, and then you got to look after your young child and also a full-time AFL player. So it's tough, especially guys from remote communities, but it's a big challenge, And if you can find the balance and work that out, it will just help your footy and your leadership around your community in the end. So there are guys that failed, but I think we have a good relationship with our Indigenous players where we can help out whenever it's tough for them. So it's good to see Joshy's working really hard on that, and we're here to support him.
Your success has been a marker for others to follow. You've had one of your best seasons ever, an All-Australian. How do you cope with the burden of a great season and then backing it up again individually?
Yeah, I haven't really thought about it. It's all I thought about over the pre-season is getting myself better and fitter and getting ready for the upcoming season. And I know that if I play the way that I played in the last couple of years, it should come naturally. So, especially when you're playing with a really good group down back, and just makes it a lot easier. So, not just the back line, but the whole team. So, just I'll just treat it as another season, and I'm feeling really good with my body and my fitness, and Ross is really happy the way I'm going. So that's all I can think about and worry about.